Hi everyone, in today's video you're gonna get to see how ATP professionals practice during tournaments. This practice I'm joined by the number 3 doubles team in the world, Jean-Julien Rojer and Marcelo Arevalo. Teaming up together with me is Filip Bergevi, currently ranked 274 in the world in doubles. So we start off like most practices, just getting kind of loosey-goosey, trying to get the arms, ball, feet and swing all lined up with each other. And then pretty quickly we start increasing the tempo and intensity. What I usually think about during this part of the warm-up, I'm really trying to get my feet to the ball. I'm not waiting for it. I'm always trying to make a long swing. I really try to feel like I'm keeping the ball on my string for as long as possible. And I would say the easiest way to think about that is to try to swing towards your desired target as much or as long as possible. We then switched the directions a little bit, hitting some cross courts. We're still working on the same thing as I mentioned before, trying to get the feet up and having a good and long contact with the ball. What you might notice here is that we only did one-way cross court. This is mainly because this practice is a doubles practice, and since everyone here on the court has their set sides that they like to play on. Me for example, I like to play on the ad side, Filip plays on the deuce, Arevalo plays on the ad, and Rojer plays on deuce. So here we decided to only hit cross court ground strokes from the side we play on. We then quickly moved into the volleys, as this is probably the most key part to being a good doubles player. This usually is what most people focus on prepping and working on the most when it is this close to game time. So when hitting volleys, I always focus on trying to be low in the legs and really trying to get pretty much all my power and control from the core and the legs. And another really key thing I pretty much always think about is keeping my racket up. I bet you all have heard about this, but at all levels it's something that always needs to be reminded. And if you forget to remind yourself here, I'll promise you'll be reminded once you get a ball in the face. So after the intense warm-up, we get right into some double situational drills / point play. So here we do a classic 2-up, 2-back. If you guys ever watch doubles, you very often see this situation occur, especially on first serve. As many teams play both back when receiving first serves, and then the serving teams usually, they rush the net right after they serve. So here the team at the net feeds the ball, and we can go as hard, soft, angle, or whatever we want right from the start. So what we're really trying to focus in on here is trying to be compact together as a team. We want to cover all our angles while at the same time trying to find the holes in opponents. And obviously this is very tricky to find the holes or something to work against, because we're playing against such an experienced and great team like Rojer and Arevalo. So really try to notice how well they keep the volleys deep whenever we hit a good shot that's below the net, but we get an opportunity to maybe do something, but they always are so consistent at just keeping us back, keeping us there. So during a drill like this, them at the net are constantly trying to challenge us to come up with those shots below the net, because otherwise they'll simply close in on the ball and find an angle around us if we maybe leave our shots a little too high or too soft. But at the same time, we're trying to challenge them as much as we can to keep the ball deep in the court, because we'd preferably also low bounce by them. Because if they don't do that, we'll instead have a good opportunity to find angles around them at the net, or simply just smack a ball as hard as we can, and hopefully they can't control it back to us. And when you play this kind of drills, it's usually kind of understood that the team at the net are supposed to win, as they are, you know, in a better position and should be good enough to take advantage of that. But it is, however, important to note that the net team starts the point with a very nice feed, so it gives the baseline team an opportunity to try and figure something out there. Yeah, Rojer and Arevalo got the job done at the net, so now it was our turn to show them what we got. So yeah, same thing here. We at the net are trying to keep them back with our low and deep volleys, you know, hopefully forcing them to hit a shot with more marginals over the net that could give us the opportunity to close and maybe find some more angles around them. So really try to notice here how well they are at, you know, complementing or completing each other. That's better. So yeah, how well they complete each other. So you have Arevalo on the outside that has a really strong forehand that he can rip, you know, heavy anywhere, whilst also mixing in with some slower dippers and whatnot. And then on the other side you have Rojer, who I would probably have to say has one of the, if not the softest hands on tour. And yeah, it's an expression, guys, so don't get any ideas. So yeah, with those soft hands, he's really able to work us. But yeah, they're really a tricky combo, and you constantly get balls at different paces, which makes it very difficult to consistently keep the ball deep. So unfortunately for this drill, they were too solid for us and managed to win the drill. It is, however, important to note that when we do these drills, calls and counting aren't obviously as strict as during a full match, because everyone's working on their small details, and that is the main focus rather than winning this specific drill. So yeah, that is obviously the reason why we lost here. So we were focused on the more important stuff, you know. So after an intense first half to the practice, you know, consisting more of working through the shots and with some situational based drills, we quickly move on to the most open and effective way of practicing before a match, playing a practice match. So my big hitting partner kicks off the match with a great service game, and we're off to a solid start, 1-0 up. After that, Arevalo is up to bat, and that is certainly their strongest game, I would say. You know, Arevalo clocking balls from the back, and you have Rojer just doing his thing at the net. After that, I have a quick hold to 2-1. Then I believe we play a great return game here by me and Phil. We really managed to put a lot of returns in play, combined with some good angles fighting from the back. And with a clock back and return by yours truly, we managed to go 3-1 up. After that, solid serving performance from Phil manages to set me up for a lot of good opportunities at the net. So as you know, even the sun has its spots sometimes, but we managed to get the job done and hold to 4-1. So we kept returning well here, really putting pressure on them, but in the end they wanted quick points and managed to hold to 2-4. So when I was serving at 4-2, I have to admit I was really feeling it. Like, you know, my confidence was high. And I even dared to try a pancake on them, which seemed to work pretty well. So yeah, it was a good hold from us, and we found ourselves 5-2 up. At 5-2, we kept returning very well despite Rojer, you know, making pretty much all his first serves, I believe. So yeah, we put a lot of pressure on them for sure, but in the end, he just served too well, and they managed to hold to 3-5. At 3-5, we got Big Phil serving. We had some extra pressure, knowing that this was the last game we had time for. So this game was really to win or tie the match, and it all came down to a deuce point at 5-3, 40 all. But unfortunately for us, they managed to step up when needed to and came up with some really clutch shots, especially that backhand lob by Rojer was certainly the shot of the match. So after they broke us to 4-5, me and Phil had to run off, but I did have a little bit of time to capture what they did right after we finished. Arevalo and Rojer, they quickly got to work on the things they felt wasn't really working the way they wanted. And yeah, you can see here, I believe Arevalo wasn't too happy with his forehand returns, and yeah, so they were just, they were fixing that. And I'm assuming they kept playing until they were done. That really reminds me of a quote by none other than David Goggins, who constantly says, "Don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done." But yeah, that's all for today. Rojer and Arevalo actually ended up taking the title in Stockholm Open that week, so yeah, you're welcome for getting you prepped up for that one. No, but seriously, huge congrats to them for taking the title there. And yeah, thank you for a great practice. Let's hope they finish the year strong. I think they're at the Paris Masters right now, and then they're going to head to the ATP Finals in Turin. So yeah, make sure to follow them. Really great, nice guys, and I'm sure they have a lot of fun stuff to share with you guys. I'll make sure to leave links for their social medias in the description. So thanks for watching this far. I really appreciate you. Until next time, have fun, take care, and keep doing you.